Hello everybody and welcome back to the journey. Well, I have decided that today is time to do another pour, and I didn't know if I was going to be able to get to it because I couldn't find this box. This is another mold that I've been waiting for, and it came in and I lost it. So I've been tossing around trying to find it, and I was like, oh well, there goes that idea. But we found it. This is a mold for pouring coins. So let's take a gander. Now, it is a bit smaller than what I would generally prefer, as you can see it in comparison. So I'm thinking this might be for a ½ ounce. So let's see how much silver shot we can get in there. All right, that there's pretty much full. So let's see, exactly a ½ ounce. So this is going to be, I guess, for pouring a ½ ounce coins. So we're going to go ahead and pour one and see what happens. All right, so with this one, as you can see, we got a few things out here, including this little melting dish. Now, since we're only doing a ½ ounce, I figure we would give this one a try first and see how this does. I haven't used this one before, but let's check that out a little bit. I know you're supposed to coat the dish in some flux and get that melted in there, so we're going to do that, and we'll go from there. All right, let's go ahead and melt that down. I'm pretty sure I'm doing this incorrectly, but we'll see how it all goes. Let's see, we will go ahead and put the silver in the dish. 1/2 ounce. I'm gonna put this tube back in my pocket. And the hard part here is I've only got one of these torches. So we've got to heat this and melt all that with the same torch. And not exactly sure how well that's gonna work, but we're gonna find out. Oh, that went horrible. Oh, I am too shaky for this. Yes, sir, I shake way too much for this. Let's put that back in there, get a couple things out of the way, and reset. All right, I repositioned the camera out of my way, and we will give this another go. And as you can see, it is all stuck inside my crucible, so hopefully, or the melting dish, so hopefully we can remedy that. Well, as you can see, that went quite poorly again. And of course, that's just my inexperience. You can see the silver stuck on the tip. See if we can melt that off. There we go. Let's get these little pieces out of here. There we go. I think we got those out of there. And I think we're going to go ahead and back to the furnace here. So I'm going to turn that on, and we'll let that come up to temperature. And we will pour it out of that because I need to do some more research and practice before I, worry about this melting dish. So now, of course, we're definitely going to come out a little light. I can already see there's still some little pieces in this melting dish. You can see here. So, yep. I'm sure it has to do with me not coating this correctly with the flux, but yeah, I was kind of anxious to get out here and start doing something, and of course now I'm going to pay the price for it. of being too impatient. So anyway, while that's heating up, I'm gonna go ahead and treat this with flux, and we'll see how things go from there. We'll bring you back when the furnace is ready. All right, it is melted. Let's see how bad we can mess this up. Oh, I just lost that whole ½ ounce. It is on the ground in the rocks. That's bad. I'll be back. All right, well, I lost about half that silver from that, so about a ¼ ounce. And there's no getting that back. It's down in the rocks and it's splattered. So we're gonna rearrange this a little bit and I'll bring you right back. All right, well, we've moved it a little bit, as you can see, and give us a little bit of a backsplash. So we're gonna give this a go, see how this is. I grabbed another ½ ounce of silver, so I probably got around 3/4 of an ounce of silver, but we will see how this goes. Let's get this thing hot and we will rock on. All right, let's give it a go. Keeps coming out way too fast. Gotta work on my timing. Yep. So that one's a no-go. Oop, come on, cooperate with me now. There we go. Open the furnace back up, drop them back in for a remelt. All right, we'll do that a couple minutes and try it again. Just gotta slow down. I'm so worried about it solidifying in the crucible that I'm pouring too fast. So yep, learn from the mistakes, slow it down. One more time. Slow it down. Still too fast. One thing, the impurities float to the top, so that's cool. Whoops. There we go. This is clearly a learning experience. A little bit at a time, learn from our mistakes. And we're going to keep trying till you get it right. Eventually you figure it out, and eventually I'm going to figure it out. That first pour with the skull, we ended up doing pretty good, so we're going to get this one too. All right, here we go again. Slow it down some more. I don't know how much more I can slow this down. It's just coming out of there so fast that I'm getting my butt kicked. We'll give that a couple minutes to re-solidify. There we go. Oh, we got one. It still came out lightning fast, but yeah, it looks pretty good. And the impurities are right there at the top, so that's cool. A couple little flakes there. Let's see. Look at that. Little disc. All right, let's cool this off. All right. There we go. Let's see if this can be touched with my hand yet. Oh yeah. Alrighty. A little tiny coin here, little fella. Definitely got some sharp edges. This will surely get melted down again. But again, I gotta slow it down some more. Sorry for the camera work. It's actually upside down and reversed, so it's throwing me off. But yep, you can see all the impurities right there. And as I said, it'll get remelted again. But yeah, that's about the size of the mold there. So we'll give it another go and see what happens. You know what they say, practice makes perfect. That one came out pretty good too. But as you can see, I am probably need like another gram of silver because I keep getting a little indentation right up in there. But this one does look a lot better. So let's cool this one off. All right, here we are. All right. Definitely came out better this time. Still not perfect, but definitely not going to get perfection. So I'm going to get the tumbler set up maybe and let this go for about an hour and we'll see how it ends up. Ripples everywhere. All right, so I went and got the tumbler box, some Dawn dish soap, and I got some water. Let's get this thing put together. All right, so we're gonna take this little guy. Again, this is what it looks like now. We got the impurities there. You can see them quite clearly. Little blue flecks, those will come away. All right, really sharp edges. But there it goes. Put it on down in there. Let's get some water on the mix. Just enough to cover the medium. A little bit of Dawn. Blip, blip. Might be too much, but it'll be okay. All right. Make sure that's all the way down. Get her good and snug. We don't want her to leak. Put it in the machine. There we go. And we will let that run for about an hour. Let's see. Right now, it's 5:59. We'll come back at 7 o'clock and see how it looks. All right, well, it's been an hour. So let's open her up and see what we got. There it is. It's definitely smoother, which is kind of the point. Let's see. I'm gonna dry my hands off and dry the piece off. All right, let's see what we got. Still got a little rough spot right there. A little spot right there too. It's quite rough. Most all that came out. All right. Give something else a try. I'll be right back. Alrighty. Buffed out that little bad spot right there. And let's put it back in there, let it run some more. And of course, all this is just experimenting. I'm actually just gonna melt this right back down and do another one with it. But yep, let's see if we can't finish getting some of this stuff off. I don't know why I turned that off while I was putting this in here. But anyway, there we go. This time we'll let it run for about another 30 minutes and let it smooth up those few edges and we'll see how it comes out. So let's turn that back on. And yep, there you go. We'll come back at 7:30. All right, 7:38. Let's see how it's doing. I have made a bubbly mess. There we go. Alright, we still got that one little spot there, but everything else is very, very smooth. Alright. But yep, you can see right there with that buff spot because I buffed it. But again, this is just going to get re-poured, but just some trial and error stuff. But anyway, I'm going to get all this stuff cleaned up, and then I'm going to go back inside and we'll talk about it. But yep, there it is. Alright, so we are here back inside with the scale and all that groovy stuff. See how much we lost altogether. I had 1 solid ounce because I had to go get more because I had that nasty little spill. Let's see. We can tear this out. Already good to go. And let's see, we ended up at 0.77. So you can see 0.77, so I lost about 1/4 of an ounce. And there's really no recovering that. That is definitely gone forever. It is down in the rocks, coating a whole bunch of little pebbles. So I'm pretty sure I could, you know, refine it all back out of those pebbles and whatnot, but I'm not that concerned over it because that's going to be a lot of trouble. So we got basically 3/4 of an ounce, and I'm honest with you, I'm not satisfied how it came out. I don't really like the mold. I wanted to be able to pour 1 ounce coins, and I thought that's what that was. And it's clearly not big enough, so I'm gonna have to get a bigger mold. But this one here, this is what we got. You can see where I buffed that bad spot out right there. So that looks terrible. I probably should have left it alone. Most of the other spots came nice and clean. All the sharp edges are gone. We got that one little spot right there. So yep, it took several little tries. It's actually still even got a little bit of that blue tint to it. But yeah, whoops. But yeah, it definitely took several little tries to come up with this. So it was definitely a good learning experience, and I hope some of you learned from my mistakes. And that's the whole point of me showing this video, because I definitely made some mistakes, and you know, it's going to be part of the learning process. So my plan is to just remelt this and, you know, add it back in for the next pour, and we'll see how it goes from there. But that was the experience for this first time using that mold. And my big take from this one: slow down. My fear was having the silver harden in the crucible, so I was trying to pour too fast so it wouldn't do that, and in turn I ended up with a bunch of problems. So pace myself a little bit better, and, you know, over time I will learn the proper speed to do the pour. So that's just going to be experience, and I'm going to keep trying. But in the meantime, I am going to order a bigger mold for pouring 1 ounce coins, because all in all, after I get all this correct and get it learned really well, I want to pour my own chow rounds and do my own stamps for it and everything. So we're going to see how that goes. But that was this learning experience. I hope some of you learned from my mistakes, and if you do plan on trying this out, then yep, don't make the mistakes I did. And I'm gonna do a video every time I go out to the furnace and let y'all see my whole process, my whole learning process of every time I try and do one, and hopefully we can learn this together. But that's what I got. I appreciate y'all taking the time out of your day to spend with me with this little handful of trouble that was well worth it for the learning experience. And I do thank you as always for following along my silver journey. See you next time.